Hi everybody, Paul Long. Hope you're having a really good week. Wanted to share with you a really good question raised this week about how can we convert landlords quicker, especially when we're generating leads of landlords. Perhaps we're using a Facebook advert such as a download and we're getting details that way, or perhaps we're generating leads in other ways. And a lot of agents will ask me, how can we turn them into actual paying landlords, using our services a lot quicker? And a lot of these agents are actually sending out those emails regularly to them. They're perhaps even calling them regularly, but they really want to speed up that process. Now, with landlords, it's a bit more of a challenge because often they've got a property which they're letting, which are quite happy, or perhaps they just don't want to, change over. And the key thing is to consider perhaps, are there any ways or vehicles that I see them as that we can speed that process up, them actually using our services? And I think there are. There's probably about 2 or 3 that I'm aware of. There's probably a few more that you might know of, and I'll be interested to hear if you do use any others. But the ones that I see regularly working well for agents are landlord groups, which we'll run through in depth in a second. Webinars, which have been very popular now after obviously everything that's happened. People are a lot happier to jump online. Webinars. And also landlord surgeries, where landlords can turn up to your office on a set day and there's a time slot, and you might have a specialist there, such as an accountant, solicitor, or perhaps someone who's an EPC expert, where they can get free advice. They can just pop in, they don't have to book a time, and perhaps they can speak to you just to have a health check of their documentation, their legal documentation. And same thing with the webinars. Perhaps you can run a webinar which is to run through latest updates. Those things are working really well for agents. But one of the quickest things you can do, and very easy to set up, are landlord groups. So with landlord groups, you can, within a few seconds, you can set up a group on Facebook. You can start inviting those leads that you're generating to join that group. And it's a very low ask. It's a very small, easy ask for a landlord to join that. And over time, you can position yourself as the expert, but you can also take them through that important know, like, and trust. So putting regular content in the group is going to help position you as that expert and make it very easy for that landlord to reach out to you when ready. You can use that content that's being created for you. So perhaps you're using, one of the many great content providers at the moment, Jerry Lyons, Christopher Watkins, those sort of people. You've got that content there that you can put in the group. Think about interviewing experts. So we spoke about solicitors, EPC providers, gas safety providers. There's people there that you could interview live in the group, and pretty much they're creating the content for you. You just got to ask a few interesting questions, and that's going to get some really good views on that. And again, help position you as that person with authority figure and the expert. And then also think about, regularly trying to create that community feel of the group, asking your landlords in that group what their issues are at the moment, what the challenges are, any successes, really try and create that community. So we actually did a training on this last week, an hour, where we went through all the things that you can do and how you can set up your landlord group. And it was amazing, some of the ideas which some of the agents were putting forward, and that's in our membership program. Now, there's a few ways you can then promote that landlord group. So when someone downloads your guide, for example, email, text message, on the phone call, inviting them to the landlord group. You can also put that out in various ways, perhaps on the footer of your emails, perhaps even advertise it on your website. Loads of different ways you can get landlords seeing that. Now, don't forget, Facebook does also make suggestions to people on Facebook. So if there's a landlord in your local area and he's already a part of a landlord group, he will probably see suggestions to join your landlord group also. So it is a great way to get in front of even more landlords once that group's set up, because Facebook will be making suggestions to other landlords that they might be interested in this similar group. So really powerful way to move people along. I think you need to be thinking about different vehicles to speed up the process, get people closer to you, show up on a regular basis, and the landlord group is a great way to do that. Takes a little bit of work to set up and get people in there first of all, but once people start joining, you'll see a snowball effect. People will join on a regular basis as Facebook recommends, and you can start looking at some automation to suggest to people they join that group after they come in contact with you in your business. And on a regular basis, you're going to see people joining your group. Now, I'd love to know if you're doing anything similar. If you've got a landlord group, how is that going? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you are thinking of creating some Facebook ads soon, don't forget to download our Facebook template. You'll find a link in this post. It'll give you 5 things that you need to make sure you're covering when creating your ads or posts, which will help attract landlords, sellers and buyers straight away. And it's a free download, so look out for that link, download it, and that'll help you get things underway. Any questions, always, please don't hesitate to get in touch, and have a great week. Thanks, everyone.